to Thoughts of Yan. Alright? So, again, what we're going to discuss today, like what I've told you last time, hindi po tayo mag-virtual class because we're done with that, but rather I'm going to upload a video explanation of our module 2, which is all about Bill of Rights. So again, even if it's full of articles or theories or constitution, we really need to bear with it because it's informative and of course it's for the benefit of each and every one of us. So without further ado, let me discuss it to you. So what is Bill of Rights? Ano nga ba ang Bill of Rights? Baka kasi meron tayo nito pero hindi natin na-exercise or hindi natin nagagamit. So ang bawat state, our country, we have this constitution or the Bill of Rights in where it's a privilege and rights of every individual living in a state that we can exercise or we can do. So section 1, it says here that no person shall be deprived of life. Self-explanatory, very simple. It means that our life is precious, both biblically and even our state. Our life is important, so therefore, we should not be deprived of having a life. Okay? Kaya dapat natin itong ingatan at pangalagaan. Kaya meron tayong situation na ganito kasi syempre our life is important and we have the pandemic, so we really need to be safe at all times. So, yun lang. That's section 1, but it's very important because it talks about our life. Next one is section 2. This is the right of the people to be secure in their persons or private places. Kagaya ngayon, you're living in your homes, you're in your comfort zone, so nobody is allowed to invade it. Alright? For instance, someone wants to do a search thing in your place, gustong mag-invade ng property nyo, pag wala siyang warrant of arrest, pag wala siyang documents, legal documents that is asking you na pwede ba kaming pumasok sa bahay nyo, ayaw nyo, so you have the right to say no, otherwise they are trespassing. So that's section 2. Next one is marami-rami to, so kailangan po natin talagang intindihin, kailangan po talaga natin i-absorb because again, it's for your own sake din naman. So now, section 3, the privacy of communication is important. So nowadays, ang communication talaga ay sobrang hot issue. Okay? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng section na to? We're not allowed to do wiretapping, yung mga nakikinig sa conversation ng ibang tao. So, it's a no-no. Alright, what else? And modern conversation, modern communication tool is our messenger, our conversation. We're not allowed to screenshot because that is part of our data privacy. Kaya naman, for instance, nag-screenshot ka ng conversation, ikinalat mo, pinost mo, in-story mo without the consent of those people who are part of that conversation, mananagot ka sa batas because they can actually sue you. That's Data Privacy Act, kaya dapat careful tayo. That's why if you'll notice, kapag kami mga nag-screen share, for example, or may mga nag-ESS, diba, tinatakpan nila yung pangalan mo or yung mukha, for example, yung pangalan, just the message itself, lalo na yung mga feedback sa mga businesses nila, sa food tasting nila, ganun, they are asking for the consent. Kasi pag hindi, lagot, bawal yun, data privacy siya. Alright? And, syempre, if we violate that particular section, mananagot tayo sa batas, there's a corresponding consequences, so we need to deal with it. Next one is section 4. No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press. Ito yung sobrang importante. So, it only means that we are free to give our opinions to everyone through different means. You want to rant in your social media accounts, then so be it. It's yours. You have the right to express your thoughts. That's how important it is. Kaya nga, di ba, nagkaroon tayo ng issue about ABS-CBN, for example. Kasi yung mga pinaglalaban nila and so on and so forth. So, the thing here, section 4 tells us that if we want to express something, if we want to tell something, it's okay. Pero of course, dear students, ang advice ko lang sa inyo na kapag ka magbibigay tayo ng information or mag magre-rant tayo or we'll declare our opinion, as much as possible, let's be factual and not emotional. Para mas maganda yung argument natin. So that the argument would be powerful, relevant, syempre, and with credibility. So, let's go. And now, let's proceed to Section 5. No law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion, okay, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So, it talks about the respect of religions. Unang-una po, the state and the church, they are separated. Alright? So, that means that all activities, of course, related sa ating religion, kailangan ay may respect. So, it means na, for example, you want to pursue politics, for instance, the religion will not be a reason for your petition to be voided. Kahit anong religion mo, kung gusto mo tumakbo sa ganitong posisyon, sa ganitong pwesto sa gobyerno, it's totally fine. Okay? So we have to respect the religion that we have and the way we worship our God. So that's also part of our Constitution. Another one, Section 6. Section 6 talks about the liberty of abode and changing the same places, okay, within limits. So, ito naman, for instance, you wanna go abroad, you wanna travel domestic, it's okay. As long as wala kang travel ban, as long as wala kang kaso, you can go out of the country, go to Hong Kong, Disneyland, mag-travel ng hassle-free, as long as wala kang kaso. But, of course, if you have a case where you are, being monitored by the police or meron kang ang case na ginawa, I'm sorry, pero may travel ban ka po. And okay, Section 7, the right of the people to information on matters of public concern. Alright. So, this part naman, we, as citizens of the Philippines, we have free access sa lahat ng records natin for current events. So, ano yun? For example, online websites, ng news. We have newspapers, of course, so that from time to time we will be updated sa mga balita na nangyayari, especially yung COVID cases, for example, yung mga updates, statistics. So, it's a free access for everyone. That's part of our right. Kaya, halimbawa, gusto mo bumili or kumuha ng dyaryo, tapos pinagbawalan ka. That's a no-no. Because again, as citizens of this country, we have the right to access all of those paper, all of those information that we need to know. Okay, next one. I'm making it clearer as possible. Okay, what section are we right now? Okay, so another section is about, aside from that, Section 7 is we also have Section 8, the right of the people, including those employed in the public-private sectors, to form unions or associations. So, for example, there's something wrong with the management that you're working in, so you can form groups or unions, for instance, that will actually create a petition, for example, or a group na magiging bosses ng mga empleyado toward that particular management. So, it's not just more of pagkaalsa or whatsoever, but just rather be the leaders, be the frontliners para makipahayag or ma-represent mo yung group mo about the needs, okay, that you want them to hear or you want them to. Section 9, private property shall not be taken for public use, of course, without compensation. Again, from the word itself, private. Someone or somebody owns it. Therefore, the public cannot use that because it's not the property of the government. So, for example, our university, if ever gusto natin mag-conduct din ng events that is not part of our school, of course, they need to rent. Ganun kasi it's a private property. Not unless it's a government place or facility, pwede po yun. So, ganun lang naman po yung kasi. Section 10, no law impairing the obligation of contracts shall be passed or shall be passed. Meaning to say, if there's a certain contract, you have signed the contract, well, it cannot be changed nor be modified kasi nakasulat na yun. Unless the contract is finished or the contract is expired, well, that's the time that you can do, modification or whatsoever. But if the contract is present, if the contract is there, bawal pong baguhin. Okay?